Hey there, good afternoon everybody. Ancy coming at you, and I want to get into an important aspect of how it is that people can get to the best results the fastest. And I think that's what all of us want as entrepreneurs and small business owners, right? Get to the results the fastest we possibly can. Which then begs the question, what is the best learning style preference? Hey there. Good afternoon to you, Christy. Hot and sultry here where I'm at. Hope it's beautiful up in your neck of the woods. All right, so before I go in, dive into this topic, make sure you go to AnSiegBookClub.com where you can join my private community, leadership development community. I have a huge wasp that just flew by me. I'm keeping an eye out. Anyways, make sure you go there, AnSiegBookClub.com, and you can get in my private Facebook group. Alrighty, so this whole topic about learning style preferences, the reason I ask again is it is important to know because everybody's wired differently. I became really acutely aware of this when I was homeschooling my kids, and for me to be the best teacher possible, were they an auditory, were they more kinesthetic? Beautiful in Michigan, says Christy, awesome. So I became a student of my, you study your students, my children, and so I wanted to make sure that I was accommodating their learning preference, what they were wired for, so that they could learn, make it a really enriching experience for them. Well, now, working with entrepreneurs in that capacity, it's the same thing. Now, but I realized in between this stretch of time from when I was homeschooling and the last, how years? Oh, how long has it been? David, 29. Okay, it's been 11 years. Hard to believe. So homeschooling my three sons. Anyways, all to say, there you go. Christy says I'm a doer. So I realized in that whole conversation of the learning style preferences, I said they missed one. Then that is the social learner. And my kids would get bothered, and my husband too. I learn by asking. I do not have full context of information with a little bit of exchange going on that I can better understand. Rather than, and this is in a very, to me, narrow confines of what has been traditionally spoken of, the learning preferences. Auditory, are they visual, are they kinesthetic? I'm like, what about social? What about this? Right? Talking and having the exchange. So here in the e-commerce business school, as an example, at the e-commerce master's level, they are in peer accountability groups. And actually, I've been corrected many times by my members in saying, no, Ann, excuse me. And no, they are not just accountability groups, Ann, excuse me, but they are mastermind groups, Ann. And appropriately so. I'm like, so there I did it again. I said accountability. It's really masterminding. They get together. Yes, accountable because they have to show up to be in their group, but fundamentally, they're really just hammering it out with a ton of masterminding. Yep, tons of questions, and I repeat to make sure I understand, and then I do. And it's all in the doing. It's all in the doing. I'm going to get to that as a point too, because that's so important, Christy. So all to say, I'm definitely a social learner. So just for example, this morning I had a 2-hour marketing powwow, and I work with my other marketing buddy, that's Kurt, and we're powwowing, and I'm like, let's bring David in. And then that completed the conversation, and then we decided on some final decisions. All to say, I don't get the bigger full scope if I don't bring some other people in the conversation. Not that I do that with everything, but man, it's just so much more depth and breadth when I bring in my teammates to make sure I've considered everything when I'm putting together, for example, a marketing funnel, that I had the full scope. And so that's that aspect of social learner. I don't know, Converse, I would go through a bunch of videos, which I've gone through a lot of videos, but it's that connection with other people who are in the same wavelength going through the same process. So that's what a mastermind does. And so I really encourage people to be a part of a mastermind. And so in terms of this social learning, it's being with a group of peers who are on the same journey, unequivocally so absolutely vital to someone's business. If you're doing it by yourself, I guess I'm just going to say I think that's nuts. There, I said it. No smart, I'm going to say it, no smart business owner would work their business without being in a mastermind. Furthermore is having a mentor as part of that whole social learning aspect. So I just wanted to put that out there so that people, sometimes they can feel really alone, and well, rightly so, if you don't have a community that you're a part of, a peer mastermind group, a mentor. So I really encourage people on that. But all said, this is a conversation about your learning preferences. So I think really that social aspect is layered on top of. You have to have the knowledge base. You can't learn solely off the social. You do have to read books. You do have to go through training and videos. But where it becomes enriched and taken to a whole new level is when you have that interaction and that social capacity. So that's what I wanted to get out for today. If you're watching the replay, write in #replay and give me your feedback and thoughts on this. It is an important one because as entrepreneurs, we want to get to the results as fast as possible. So, and in closing, don't forget, if you're not in my private group, make sure you go to Anne Sieg, SIEG, bookclub.com, and you can get into my private mastermind group where we go through business and leadership books together and mastermind around them. Alrighty. So, Christy, we're both doers, so that's what I am going to head off, get back to some of my other work, and be a big doer. Massive action always wins. Alrighty, till then, bye-bye. Have a blessed weekend, everybody.